This is CNN.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian Stelter, and today is going to be a little bit of a different episode, as today we are going to be talking about why Joe Biden hasn't answered any serious questions about his dogs, Champ and Major. Have they had their rabies shot yet? What kind of shampoo will Joe Biden use to make sure that their coats stay soft? I mean, they are just so adorable, aren't they? I can just eat them up. For more on this, we go to our newly hired back CNN news anchor from episode 49. Please, don't mess up this time.
Okay, I won't, Brian. I promise. So Joe Biden had a wonderful Thanksgiving as two new members were added to the Joe Biden family, Champ and Major. They are both rescue dogs and will bring unity to the United States. However, it hasn't been so happy, as when Joe Biden was playing with one of his dogs, Joe Biden fell down and injured his foot, calling into question if Joe Biden is too fragile to be president, and also calling in more questions about Joe Biden's health.
Wait, did you just really call into question Joe Biden's health on my show? Didn't you see the video of him riding a bike? He is 100% healthy. You know what? You're fired again.
Oh man, not again.
That's right, get out of my studio. I mean, gee Louise, what in the heck is going on here? Anyway, in other news, Joe Biden will soon be bringing a cat into the White House. What a great way to bring the country together. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with our very 51st episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. Before we start into this episode, I just wanted to say that I hope that you had a very, very great Thanksgiving season. And I also hope that you enjoyed my little Dockery Docket Thanksgiving clip that I posted on Thanksgiving Day. If you haven't already checked that out, make sure to go check that out after this video. Now, with Christmas coming, I want to let you know that there is more coming with videos like that. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. So, with that, let's actually dive into this episode. So there is a basic fact that every American must learn and understand, because more than likely it will be with us for the next 4 years. This basic fact is that the left-wing media loves Joe Biden. They love him so much. And another basic fact is that the left-wing media is just a propaganda arm for the Democratic Party. It is terribly annoying, as once the media claimed that Joe Biden was the winner of this election, the media, including CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, etc., have changed from, if you like Donald Trump, then you are a racist and a terrible person and you hate democracy, as this was their message for the past 4 years. All day, every day. Now the media is like, oh, those silly conservatives, why can't they just let Joe Biden be the president, and can't they see that he's trying to unify us? During the time frame of Joe Biden deciding that he was going to run for president to now being the presumed president-elect, the media has been massaging Joe Biden's back, asking him softball questions. It is almost as if the media doesn't realize that this man could be the leader of the free world, and they need to start asking him some hard questions. Sadly, this has not happened, and I don't think that we will ever see this from the media during a possible Joe Biden presidency, because the left-wing media wants to make Joe Biden look good all the time. You can remember a few months ago before the election, the whole Hunter Biden email scandal dropped. Well, during that time period, instead of asking Joe Biden about his son, the media instead asked Joe Biden about what kind of milkshake he got. Then finally, when Joe Biden was asked directly about it, Joe Biden was able to just sneak around that issue by saying, hey, my son did a great job and he did nothing wrong at all. Then the media didn't ask any real follow-up questions and just let it go. Now this sneaking around questions is just getting worse, as on November 19th, Joe Biden actually had a press conference instead of calling a lid, which means no media activities, which Joe Biden loves to call lids all the time. Anyway, In this press conference, the media members were actually very, very nice to Joe Biden. And usually the questions were about Donald Trump and how Trump won't concede the election, and also about Russia for some reason, as Russia and Putin were mentioned 13 times. Maybe trying to hint that Donald Trump couldn't have won this election because Putin was out golfing or something. As both you and I know, there are a lot of more important issues than Trump and Russia. And according to The Hill, there were very few questions about Biden's own worldview, his record, his policy stances, or a perspective on very important issues, such as trade, foreign affairs, gun control, immigration, education, or taxation as it relates to repealing the Trump tax cuts. These, as we know, are very, very important issues, especially to a supposedly new administration. We should know what we are getting into, what his plans are for the country, but instead all we get is more talk about Trump and Russia. Soon, if this election is certified for Joe Biden, Donald Trump will be gone. He won't even be mentioned anymore. And what is the media going to do at that point? And it all leads to this very, very simple point that Joe Biden has it so easy. As according to The Hill, of the 12 questions Biden received, there were 0 follow-ups, 0 interruptions during the answers, 0 questions about any of the issues that were already stated, which rank as among the top concerns on voters' mind, along with the coronavirus. So there definitely is a huge difference between a Joe Biden press conference and a press conference with Donald Trump. As I remember when Donald Trump first became the president-elect, he had a news conference where he called Jim Acosta fake news. And there were other screaming matches between the media and Donald Trump. But for Joe Biden, everything is cool, calm, and relaxed. The media gets to attack Donald Trump, and Joe Biden gets to as well. And it is a win-win situation for both the media and for Joe Biden. Now, this is not the first time that the media has treated a politician that they like with kid gloves, as they did this with Barack Obama, as the media wants you to believe that the only scandal that Barack Obama ever had was him wearing a tan suit. And this is 100% not true. Obama signed DACA, which would have reformed immigration. This was signed by executive order in 2012. However, in 2011, talking about DACA, Obama said that he can't just bypass Congress and change the immigration law himself. That's not how democracy works. However, that is exactly what he did. The Obama administration was also responsible for the regime change that took place in Libya, as America basically entered into a war without congressional approval, which is unconstitutional as only the Congress can declare war. Obama also let Russia take over Crimea, which belonged to Ukraine, and then claiming that he was very, very tough on Russia. Sure. Obama also went after different people in the press. Now, you may be thinking, wait, I thought it was only Donald Trump who was mean to the media. Well, while Trump was mean and rude, he never took legal action against a reporter. Obama did, as according to CBC, Obama's Justice Department tapped reporters' phones, dragged reporters into court, and prosecuted 3 times as many cases targeting leakers than any previous administrations combined. We must also not forget that Barack Obama was responsible for many drone strikes in the Middle East. According to the Bureau of Investigation Journalism, Obama oversaw more strikes in his first year than Bush carried out during his entire presidency, a total of 563 strikes, largely by drones. These airstrikes targeted Pakistan, Somalia, and Yemen during Obama's 2 terms. Between 384 and 807 civilians were killed in these countries, according to the reports logged by the Bureau. Now, this episode isn't about Barack Obama, but it is about how the media treated Obama. This is a huge problem for the media, and it hurts their integrity. They want you to believe that Obama was a peaceful president that didn't do anything wrong. And mark my words, we will see this during a possible Joe Biden administration. No scrutiny at all, and easy questions all the way. So if a major scandal does pop up, like using drones to bomb a Middle Eastern country, then the media will just ignore it and claim that there is no problem at all. And later on down in the future, they'll say, oh, Joe Biden was just the most peaceful president of all time. We are also seeing the media going soft on Joe Biden when it comes to different articles that are written about Joe Biden. There are no hard-hitting articles from the press at all. We are getting fluff stories from the media instead. Now you may be thinking, what is a fluff story? Well, it is something that I made up, and my definition of a fluff story is a news story that doesn't give us any real information or new facts. The journalist, if you can call them that, just writes a story to make the reader feel good. One example of this comes from Jennifer Epstein, who I don't believe is related to Jeffrey Epstein, who didn't kill himself. That one was for you, Hannah Kercheski. Anyway, she is a White House reporter at Bloomberg News that is covering Joe Biden's transition, as she wrote in a tweet saying, George H.W. Bush was known for his socks. Maybe Biden will be too. Today he wore dark blue socks adorned with lighter blue dogs. Yes, there are plenty of more substantive things to tweet about, but we can have some fun sometimes too. Now, it would make sense to talk about something fun if Bloomberg also wrote a story talking about how Joe Biden has still not answered any questions about packing the courts or anything else of importance. Also, can someone out there please help me find a story where the media is gushing over an article of clothing that Donald Trump is wearing? Trump literally had his own tie brand, and all that the media could talk about with his ties were that they were too big. Give me a break. These are not objective journalists. They love Joe Biden and their own party because these people are on the left. Speaking of dogs, Joe Biden got 2 dogs to join him in the White House, if he actually ever gets there. This is a real news story, everyone. Their names are Champ and Major. They are both rescue dogs, which is a great thing, but the media is covering this like it is the biggest deal ever. I mean, the beginning of this article from USA Today is just absolutely shocking, as it states, presumed President-elect Joe Biden will have to bring a divided country together when he steps into the White House. He's starting with his pets. Are you kidding me? This is probably the stupidest thing I've ever read on the Dockery Docket, and I make fun of people all the time. I do silly voices all the time, and that is the stupidest thing I've ever read. Joe Biden's gonna bring together America with dogs. Sure. I mean, Joe Biden won't bring America together by proposing a new bill that will make it mandatory for everyone to get along. Nope, it's his pets. I mean, who knew that animals had such power? If only every single president ever knew this one trick, the country would always be together. And I can almost guarantee to you that when Abraham Lincoln won his presidential election and the South started to leave the Union, Abe Lincoln could have stopped them by saying, hey, wait, I have a cat, you have to stay in the Union. And the South would be like, oh, all right, then we're just gonna take away our racist views and we're gonna be in the country because you got a cat. Civil War solved, everyone. Congratulations, I did it. Speaking of cats, Joe Biden is getting a cat. This is seriously so historic. A cat! I cannot believe it. I'm literally shaking right now, guys. Biden is just like us. He's just like every average American. Once again, we have another stupid fluff piece, and even a news segment from CBS News claiming that this was a breaking news story. Just take a listen.
And now some breaking news. President-elect Joe Biden and his wife Jill won't just be bringing their German shepherds, Major and Champ, to the White House. The Bidens tell us exclusively that soon they'll be joined by a cat.
What a bunch of crap. These are the journalists that we will see when or if Joe Biden gets into the White House. And these are the kind of stories that they are going to be pushing out for 4 long years. All of it is just a bunch of fluff that doesn't help us with anything, and it just distracts us from the real issues. Real issues like one of Joe Biden's new dogs running into Joe Biden and knocking Joe Biden over, and Joe Biden injuring his foot. As according to U.S. News, the presumed president-elect will likely wear a walking boot for the next several weeks as he recovers from breaking his right foot while playing with one of his dogs, his doctor said. Along with this, a subsequent subsequent scan found tiny fractures of 2 bones in the middle of his right foot, O'Connor said. Now, I want to make something very, very clear. I definitely wish that Joe Biden gets well, and I hope that he has a very, very speedy recovery. However, this story should show us that Joe Biden is older, so he is more likely to be more frail, and he is at more risks to suffer more injuries like this one. We have known from the past 4 years that the media has been absolutely obsessed with the health of Donald Trump. They have claimed that Donald Trump has had mini strokes, a heart attack, and that he has some form of dementia or mental disorder. The man had COVID, and they said that he was going to die. The media constantly said that Donald Trump was not healthy, and at any moment, Donald Trump could just keel over and die. Even the White House doctor has claimed many times that Donald Trump has a strong heart. However, going back over to Biden, the media has claimed that he is 100% pure health, and that nothing is medically wrong with him. Now, this may be true, as I don't have any of the medical facts. All I have are images of him saying, "True as the president," but the proof of Joe Biden being 100% healthy does not come from doctor's notes or medical specialists. The media claims that Joe Biden is 100% healthy because of a 30-second video of Joe Biden having a, quote, vigorous bike ride. Just take a look at this video from CNN.
Look at what Fox News saw on Saturday at Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. This is Joe Biden out there on a vigorous bike ride. Not wearing a helmet, but definitely wearing a mask, by the way.
Now, instead of the media talking about how old and frail Joe Biden is when it comes to this injury, they are instead spinning this story to say that Joe Biden will be better than Donald Trump at telling the media about their health. According to CNN, it is about transparency. Joe Biden told the media right away why he was going to the hospital, and Donald Trump never did this, and he especially didn't do this after he made an emergency trip to Walter Reed at one point in his presidency. Along with this, once again, according to CNN, health matters are fundamental to a functioning democracy. So we have X-rays curing our democracy, and we have cats bringing our country together. How fantastic is this? And now, this is a stupid claim, as many presidents have lied about their health. FDR had polio for his whole presidency. Along with this, according to History.com, Roosevelt asked the press to refrain from photographing him walking or being transferred from his car, and the Secret Service was charged with interfering with those who attempted to capture images that might portray the president as weak. Now, my concern about this is that I could see the media doing this exact same thing for Joe Biden. The media could cover for Joe Biden and say, oh, the president is 100% healthy, and in reality, he may have dementia or other underlying health issues. Now, I don't believe that Joe Biden has dementia, and I definitely hope that he doesn't have it. However, if there were ever a time during a possible Joe Biden presidency where they found out that he does have dementia or any other serious disease, I don't think that Joe Biden and the White House will release that information, and the media will keep it hid. And of course, people are going to find out about it, so the media will claim that anyone who says that Joe Biden has health issues is a conspiracy theorist. I mean, didn't you see the video of him riding a bike? From all of these different stories, we can see that Joe Biden is definitely going to be treated a lot different from the press than Donald Trump has ever been in his presidency. However, there is still a pressing problem, as the left-leaning media thinks that the media supports Trump 100%. They believe companies like Fox News, the New York Post, the Washington Times, the Daily Wire, and even Facebook are the ones that are controlling the media narrative, as these sites continue to believe, like myself, that Joe Biden hasn't won the presidency yet. This leads us to one of my favorite articles of the week, as the article claims that Joe Biden will be the first modern U.S. president trying to govern in the face of an opposition that refuses to accept his legitimacy. The article continues by saying, no Democrats, by the large, were claiming that Donald Trump was illegitimate, just that he was incompetent and dangerous. To use Donald Trump's most famous phrase, this is fake news. As if we take a time machine back to 2016, many people were saying that Donald Trump was not a legitimate president. Hillary Clinton said it herself on a 60 Minutes interview. As she said, he knows that he's an illegitimate president. Along with this, we had a 3-year-long Russian investigation trying to say that Donald Trump was illegitimate because he worked with Russia to win the election. Then they tried to impeach him over a phone call. And also, I believe, because they wanted to show that Donald Trump was an illegitimate president. Do you see how the left-leaning media is so cunning and so manipulative? How they take lies and spread them throughout the country. Obama was the perfect president with no scandals at all. Everyone hates Joe Biden, and when Donald Trump won the election, everyone in the news media praised him. I mean, these people are living in a fairy tale land. The left-leaning media also believes that they are the executive truth, and that media places like Fox News, the New York Post, the Washington Times, and the Daily Wire are all created to destroy Joe Biden. And there's nothing like that on the left for Donald Trump, right? Well, according to Brian Stelter and his media hacks, all conservative media is trying to destroy Joe Biden, and left-wing media isn't trying to destroy Donald Trump. Here, just take a listen to this.
Your view of this, when you see entire media companies essentially exist to tear down Joe Biden, is there an equivalent to that on the left tearing down Trump?
There really isn't. And, what I would say, it's really a diet of this type of information that a lot of these voters are getting.
There really isn't a media company that's sole purpose is to get rid of Trump or at least make Trump look bad. You can't name one, or at least look in the mirror, CNN. Well, luckily for you, I can name a few. CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, The Washington Post, BuzzFeed, Slate, Fox, Huffington Post, ABC, NBC, CBS, and I could also go on to talk about the whole list of celebrities that would either like to see the president assassinated or have come out against the president. And the media call them stunning and brave. But sadly, I like to keep my episodes under 30 minutes. The left-wing media has claimed that they have been put under attack by right-wing media. But to be honest, the left-wing media has the upper hand. And this is why they are able to get away with these fluff pieces about Joe Biden and hard-hitting pieces on Donald Trump, because no one holds the media accountable. They will continue to do this throughout a possible Joe Biden presidency. And if it so happens that Joe Biden doesn't win this election, then the next Democrat to win will be treated with kid gloves. And the next Republican president that we have will be called a racist, sexist, homophobic, and there'll be a bunch of news articles about bashing them and how terrible they are. The media is able to get away with this because they are the authority, and what they say goes. In the end, this is what makes me so nervous about the media, especially the left-wing media. The more that the left-wing media continues to claim that they are being attacked by the evil, racist, sexist, homophobic, bigot right-wing media, the more likely social media and other platforms will feel obligated to stopping the spread of right-wing stories. This in turn will make the left-leaning media more powerful and could lead to them having more power to stop stories that they deem as false. Social media, which is also run by the left, especially Twitter, is following in these footsteps. We saw this happen with the Hunter Biden story, and I'm scared that if Joe Biden gets into the White House, this will happen more and more. And those fluff pieces that we talked about in this episode will be all that we hear, giving us a false premise of what is actually happening in this country. The media is a giant that we must hold accountable. I'm just scared that for the next 4 years, we will have a media that is super duper soft, and of course, loves Joe Biden too much to hurt him. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye. Hey you! Thank you for making it to the end of this video. As you may know, this month is December, and in December, it is my birthday month, which is absolutely fantastic. The one thing that I want more than anything else is 100 subscribers, and to do that, I need your help. What you can do is you can go down below and hit the share button, and also if you aren't subscribed, you can hit that subscribe button. If we start to share the videos more and more people will watch. So make sure to post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere that social media is. I'm very, very excited, and I hope that we can reach 100 subscribers by my birthday, okay? Let's try and make that a goal, alright? See you next week.